It's June 19th, 2016. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors are tied at 89, entering the final 2 minutes of a back-and-forth Game 7. One that has featured incredible moments and not so incredible moments. Stephen Curry and the Warriors are attempting to cap off a dream season with back-to-back championships, but LeBron and the Cavaliers are looking to make history themselves. Just over a week ago, Cleveland was down 3-1 in the series. Everybody counted them out, except themselves, which is how they got here. 2 minutes left in Game 7 at Oracle Arena with a chance to do the impossible. LeBron can fulfill his promise to bring a championship to his hometown for the first time in 52 years. Or Curry and the Warriors cement themselves as the greatest team of all time. Everything was on the line for these two squads. This is how a 2-minute stretch changed NBA history. Doesn't the 2016 season feel like it was 20 years ago? Kobe's farewell, Gordon and Levine's insane dunk contest, Curry's double bang? Man, those were the good old days. And without knowing it at the time, we were watching Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan on the court for the last time. With Kobe leaving as well, it was a goodbye to an entire generation of basketball. But the NBA was in good hands. The reigning champion Golden State Warriors were the new kids on the block, headlined by Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, and they had something to prove. After their finals win over Cleveland the previous season, all the talk was about how lucky they got, how they wouldn't have won a championship had Cleveland been healthy. But this only fueled their fire. The Warriors came out the gates firing with a 24-game winning streak to start the season, and Steph Curry was playing even better than his previous MVP season. The world was on notice, so much so that on the night the Warriors could set the NBA record with their 73rd win, they were featured on ESPN's main channel. Kobe's final game was bumped to ESPN2. That's how good Golden State was that season. Curry captured his second of back-to-back MVPs, becoming the first unanimous MVP in league history, and the playoffs were on the horizon. The Warriors would beat the Rockets in 5, but the main takeaway from that series was Curry's injury. Steph tweaked his ankle in Game 1, missed Games 2 and 3, and then sprained his MCL in Game 4, causing him to miss Game 5 and the first 3 games of their second-round matchup with Portland. But he eventually made his return in Game 4 with a 40-point explosion, scoring 17 in overtime and letting the NBA know he was back. They'd get by the Blazers in 5 and face a two-headed monster in the Western Conference Finals. Oklahoma City seemingly caught the Warriors by surprise. They got up 3-1 in the series, and Golden State's dream season quickly turned into a nightmare. Until the Splash Bros took over. The Warriors win Game 5 behind Curry's 31. They creep by in Game 6 thanks to Klay Thompson's 41-point 11-3 masterclass, and Steph would close it out in Game 7 with a 36-point explosion. Golden State pulls off the impossible to clinch a spot in the NBA Finals, where they'll face a familiar opponent. The Cleveland Cavaliers, led by LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, were out for blood in 2016. They cruised to the first seed in the East with a 57-win season, and their domination would continue in the playoffs. They'd blow by the Pistons and the Hawks, going 8-0 through the first 2 rounds, setting up an Eastern Conference Finals matchup against the Toronto Raptors. The Cavs would get up 2-0, Toronto came back and tied it at 2 before Cleveland won the next 2, and they were headed back to the NBA Finals for the rematch they so desperately craved. And honestly, as fans we craved it too. It was a rematch between the best player in the world and the unanimous MVP, the Warriors looking to cap off their dream season and the Cavaliers eyeing revenge. It's about to be a movie. Game 1 was supposed to be a movie, but the Warriors ruined it. To be fair, it was a close game until late in the third quarter, and then Golden State took over and they never looked back. Warriors win by 15 and go up 1-0. If you thought Game 1 was bad, Game 2 was a bloodbath. The Warriors won by 33 points and they seemed borderline unstoppable. Steph and Klay haven't even had great performances yet, and they've crushed Cleveland in back-to-back games. LeBron had a team high of just 19 points, Draymond had 28 for the Dubs, and they lead the series 2-0. Game 3 was the definition of an Uno reverse card. Cleveland responded to their terrible Game 2 with an uppercut to Golden State's chin. LeBron and Kyrie finally show up for the Cavs, each scoring 30, and off a Curry turnover, they connect on one of the iconic moments of these finals.
First 3 games of these finals, he's got to play better. Turns it over. James keeps his dribble somehow. Irving back. James! Oh, he throws it down.
LeBron reaches to the top square of the backboard and throws it down. The crowd explodes, Cleveland wins by 30, and they're right back in the series. The Splash Bros finally show up in Game 4. Steph went unconscious for 38 points and 7 threes. Klay dropped 25 and 4 threes. But that wasn't even the biggest takeaway from this game. With 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Draymond and LeBron get into it. James tries to step over Green, to which he responds by hitting him in the basketballs. During the game, both guys got called for common fouls, but afterwards the NBA reviewed the play and assessed a tech to LeBron and a flagrant foul 1 to Draymond for his attempt at hitting LeNuts. And since it was Green's 4th flagrant point of the playoffs, it was an automatic 1-game suspension. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't seem like a big deal at the time. The Warriors won Game 4 and went up 3-1 in the series. A deficit that no team has ever come back from in the finals. They're 0-32 to be exact. Flip that 32 and you get 23. Uh-oh. Game 5 of the 2016 finals will forever be known as the LeBron and Kyrie takeover. LeBron went red hot for 41 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Kyrie went into another dimension for 41, 3, and 6 on a blistering 70% shooting from the field. The types of shots these dudes were making throughout the game was simply mesmerizing. Deep threes and ones, off the dribble heat checks, they were literally unguardable. The Warriors, on the other hand, clearly struggled without Draymond, and it got even worse in the third quarter. On a drive, J.R. Smith runs right into Andrew Bogut's left knee. He leaves the game and is listed as out for the rest of the finals. The Cavs survive behind a legendary LeBron and Kyrie performance and force Game 6. Game 6 was Cleveland the whole way through. They got up big in the first quarter and they never looked back. And for the second game in a row, LeBron scores 41 points and tags on 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. This man had 2 of the greatest finals performances of all time in back-to-back elimination games. And I think it was starting to get under the Warriors' skin. Late in the fourth quarter, LeBron swats Steph's shot and talks a little trash to him. And just seconds later, Curry gets hit with his 6th foul and loses it. He throws his mouthpiece and hits a guy in the front row, who actually happens to be the son of one of the Cavaliers' owners. Steph then yells at the officials and gets tossed from the game, the first ejection of his career. Cleveland wins and becomes the 3rd team to force a Game 7 in the finals after being down 3-1, but they were looking to become the only. Headed into the finals, this is exactly what every fan wanted, a Game 7 with everything on the line. The game started out very symbolically. A pass slips through Curry's hands and into LeBron's as he throws it down at the cup. Late in the second quarter, LeBron comes down and gets a tough and one over Green, and then Draymond answers with an and one of his own and a flex on JR. As crazy as it sounds, Draymond was killing in the first half. He had 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists on 5 of 5 from downtown, and the Warriors headed into the first half up 7. The third quarter stayed close, but it was all Kyrie. He went off for 12 points, including a ridiculous left-handed and one off glass, following that up with a 3, as Cleveland headed into the final 12 minutes, down 1. The fourth quarter was a dogfight. At the 7-minute mark, Curry sizes up Tristan Thompson, crosses him over, and hits a deep 3 to tie the game at 83. But like much of the series, Steph was struggling to get anything going in Game 7. In fact, that 3 would be his final points of the game, finishing with just 17 on 6 of 19 shooting. It was a rough finals for the unanimous MVP. With just under 5 minutes left, LeBron knocks down a step-back 3, Klay answers with a lefty layup to tie it at 89, which is where we'd sit for a while. No one was able to make a shot for what felt like an eternity, and as we entered the final 2 minutes of the game, the course of NBA history was about to change forever. Will LeBron come through on his promise of bringing a championship to his hometown and complete a historical 3-1 comeback? Or will Steph Curry and the Warriors finish off the greatest season in NBA history? It was all hanging in the balance. Kyrie comes down and throws up a wild floater that misses everything. Iguodala gets the rebound, and this happens.
Misses. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala.
And we ain't nobody scoring. Right, man. Just put the ball, just lay it right there, and don't try to do nothing stupid. Just lay it in. It was one of the loudest sounds I ever heard.
Boom! Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection!
With the defining moment of his career, LeBron goes full superhuman, stamping Iguodala's layup right off the backboard. And then, Kyrie does his thing.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
Kyrie knocks down one of the clutchest shots in finals history over the two-time MVP, and Curry tries to respond. He gets Kevin Love on an island and he can't shake him free. Love locks him up and Curry throws up a brick. In this short stretch, the Cavaliers' big three all had their moment: the block, the shot, and the clamps. On the next possession, LeBron comes down and nearly ends the world on a foul dunk attempt. He makes one of 2 free throws, and the NBA's landscape was changed forever.
Curry catches, one dribble, steps back, puts up a 3, won't go. Rebound tip taken by Spades, final seconds. It's over, it's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
The news again coming in moments ago, Kevin Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors.
There it is, redemption for Golden State. One of the great playoff runs of all time is
Kyrie Irving last week asked the Cleveland Cavaliers to trade him.
Kyrie Irving going to Boston, Isaiah Thomas going to Cleveland.
The Golden State Warriors champions once again, back-to-back titles, 3 in 4 years.
We've got breaking news. LeBron is a Laker.